MLB The Show's Tour of the Minors takes us to the South Central region of the United States and a stop here in the Texas League. Tonight, Game 4 of this 4-game weekend set between the San Antonio Missions and their Texas neighbors to the west, the Midland Rockhounds.
Hey, what's up, guys? Tony here, and welcome to another episode of my MLB 15 Road to the Show with Chester Adams. This is May now. This is mid-May. What I did is, what I was doing is I was playing like 1 or 2 games, recording them, and then I stopped, and then I got fixated on other things, like I said in my last video. But this time around, what I decided to do is go ahead and play up, you know, I don't know, in the rest of the month. And then what I was going to do after that is I'll show you guys probably like maybe 1 game per month, so that way I can get the season moving a lot quicker because it's going to drag on right now. So caught up to May, and it's kind of funny at the end of this game, the announcer guy, he like tells you what's going on in the show. He's just like, oh, the Padres went to the Angels and you know, pretty much got dusted. I was like, oh gosh, that sounds like Monday's game. So it was kind of strange, just, you know, coincidence that I was caught up to pretty much to real life with respect to like this actual week. So this game's I didn't really anticipate this game being anything special, to be honest. I kind of thought that this game was going to be a bad game, because I came into this game with the undefeated record. So for me, I was just kind of worried that the AI was just going to shit all over me, and it ended up being a really fantastic game, one that kind of surprised me, especially in the after the early jams that you'll see that I get into in this game. So anyways, what I want to talk about and what the title says is speeding up the game. And so this season, if you've been paying attention, this season Major League Baseball has done certain things to speed up the game. So they put clocks on a lot of things. So in between innings, it's like 2.5 minutes in between innings. So it used to be X number of pitches, right? So the pitcher would throw like 6 to 8 pitches, and that's it. But no, now they have a clock. So once the inning is over, the other team has got 2.5 minutes to get onto the field, warmed up, ready to go, and the batter's got the same amount of time. The next hitter, who's got, you know, coming up in the inning, has got that same amount of time to go get in the dugout, get his shit, and get ready to hit. And if he's not in the batter's box by that time, then he gets a strike called against him. So the one thing that's evidently clear from all of this is that the in-between innings doesn't really take that long. I mean, maybe, you know, now they said they've shaved off like 7 minutes or something to the average game. Okay, that's actually a lot of time. But most of the time now, these guys are finishing with 30 to 50 seconds, you know, left on the clock. I was watching when I was at the Angels game. They don't usually take that long. And then there's other rules like they're not implementing at the major league level right now, but they have it in the minor league system where it's like high school, right? Where you can't step out of the box and do all sorts of craziness like a Nomar Garcia-Parra or something like that. You have to keep 1 foot in the box. There's some other rules. Those are the big ones those are really big ones off the top of my head. But the other thing is that they're supposed to have a time limit for coaches' challenges. And so when I was watching the last Angels-Padres game on TV on Wednesday, Mike Scioscia, he challenged 2 plays, one in the top of the first, one in the bottom? Yeah, one in the top of the first, one in the bottom of the first. So it was a pickoff at first base where Solarte was picked off, and then there was a steal at second base with, I think his name's Ayers? I think so. Anyway, so the tag was questionable, and so he challenged both of them. Now, here's the thing that's really crazy. Like, if you followed my channel for any length of time, you'll know that I absolutely abhor challenges and replays. I honestly feel that, especially baseball is definitely this, you know, it's like a 19th century game. It has its roots there, and even coming, you know, in the 20th century, 21st century now, it's just, it's just there's something it's a throwback. You know, you got this leather-bound ball, wooden baseball bats. Now the bags are not real bags like they used to be, but you know, it's just there's something about it. It's a low-tech game. It doesn't require a lot of advanced technology. It's not like football. You know, football's got pads and helmets, and even that in itself, it's not really that technical when you think about it. But the game itself is so very simple, and I know a lot goes into it. I mean, I know a lot goes into engineering of the bats and of the helmets and spikes and gloves now in stadiums. I mean, it's impossible, but it's just a very simple game, and so it's as if the technology is overcomplicating matters. And in my opinion, a lot of the stadium designers are overcomplicating matters. That was one of the big reasons why the coach challenges was brought up in the first place, because people want to know, was that a home run or not? And so the solution was is just either make it gone or it's in play. You know, simple as that. Do away with these really overly complicated outfield walls. And you know, did that hit above the yellow line or not? Well, I mean, if it hit the wall, it hit the wall. It's not gone. Sorry, that's the way it should be. That's just the way I am. I mean, I'm a really big stickler about that. And for the coaches challenges, I really don't like them, just because of the fact that you have human umpires on the field for a reason. They're there to get the call right. I feel that if there's a reliance on television or technology, that perhaps this is the argument, but perhaps that they'll get lazy. Like, I don't have to get the call right, because we can always just, you know, if I don't get it right, then we'll just check the replay and it's over with. I don't really subscribe to that. That's just one argument against the replay, against challenges, just because of the fact I think these guys are professionals. They take pride in their work. They take pride in being very good at what they do. And so I don't think that there's going to be a slip in how well an umpire will officiate. But what I enjoy and I hate at the same time, because it's one of those things, like, I hate replay, but when it goes for me, you know, for my side, I'm like, yeah, got it right. And that's the counter argument, right? You know, we want to make sure we get the call right. You know, above all, getting it right is what matters. And so I don't really agree with that. I think, you know, so let me go ahead and tell you my opinion. My opinion is this. Baseball players can make errors. You know, pitchers make mistakes, home runs get hit. Infielders, outfielders, they make an error, ball drops, they throw the ball away. It adds to the dynamic of the game. You know, it's just an element in the game, this element of error. And guess what? Umpires are human. They can make mistakes. And it's, for me, the challenges are essentially sanitizing the game. You know, you can't argue balls and strikes. Yeah, that's still off limits. But it doesn't seem like that far of a stretch for someone to go, okay, well, if we can challenge that, why can't we just have like an electronic strike zone? So the strike zone is called to the letter. You know, and that, you know, I could see someone making that argument later on down the road. So it just brings in a lot of other factors that I don't like. But going back to what I was saying, it's just like it seems to sanitize the game, because I always go back to the same example. It was the 1998 World Series, and it was Sterling Hitchcock was pitching for the Padres. It was against the Yankees, and it was in Game 1 of the World Series. And it was Tino Martinez. And there was this, like, perfect strike 3 call that was called a ball. And again, you can't argue balls and strikes anyways now. But if the replay was available, I mean, that ended up being a game and a series-changing call, because that would have been strike 3, inning would have been over, and instead he hits a bomb, and I can't remember if the other guy's on base or not, but it changed the complexity of the game itself, and it changed the series. It just kind of like, it got the series off on a really, really bad start, and then we ended up getting swept in 4 games. Anyways, that call in itself, I'm talking about it still. I'm very passionate about that one particular call, and it adds that level of passion to the game. You know, it's like, oh my god, the umpire totally fucked up, and we can rally around it, and it's a part of the history. But now, if there's a bad call, like a guy's safe at first and you think he's out, and and you know, you're up in arms like, how can he make that call? Oh my God, can you believe that? And then so like 10 years down the road, you're reminiscing with your buddies. You're just like, yeah, I remember that call. Guy was totally safe, totally safe. You have a connection to that error, if you will, to that mistake by the umpire that you otherwise would not have, because you know it's like, oh yeah, you know, who's gonna, okay, so using the memory analogy, who's gonna remember this situation where guy gets called safe at first on a bang bang play even though he was out, and all your friends, like I said, are all up in arms about how he was out in the first place, but they called him safe. Now with replay, coach's challenge, go through, they watch that play, and then suddenly he is out. And so now is this same situation to go, oh yeah, I totally remember that play where he was out at first, but they called him safe, and then they challenged, and then he was out. Oh, that was a fantastic situation. No, I mean, honestly, like, no one's gonna freaking remember that. They're just gonna remember the outcome of the game. They're not gonna remember these points of contention between, you know, the fans, the players, and the umpires. It's, I don't know, I guess that's what I like about the game. And going back to basically what I was saying, the whole thing is just that it's about human error and just like what can we, the capabilities of a human being to officiate, to play, to officiate, and to watch, I guess, including the fans in this one, the game. So that all being said, it seems like with the coach's challenge, I just can't. I went on such a rant again about replay. I mean, what's great about replay, if I will say what's great about replay, is that you can only do it once a game. Well, that's not true. You can keep challenging as long as you don't get it wrong. So as long as you're good at getting it right, you can keep challenging all game. My gripe about challenges is that one, they call New York, and New York officiates this thing, and it's not, you know, done there at the stadium. You know, don't like that. The other thing I don't like is that if Major League Baseball is trying to speed up the game, they need to speed up replays. They need to get this crap done quicker, because you're sitting there, and when Socha went ahead and he decided to challenge the ruling at the bottom of the first, the guy, you know, I think it's Air, who was thrown out. But anyways, when he did that, it took forever, and I'm sitting here going like, are you serious? Like, if Major League Baseball is trying to speed up the game, all you gotta do, get rid of the replays, get rid of the coaches' challenges. Just that'll, oh my God, that'll cut off so much time from these games, and keep implementing these other programs to keep the game sped up. So it's not going to happen now as far as like the major leaguers sitting in the box, you know, saying 1 foot in the box. But I mean, eventually that'll come around. So I don't know. What do you guys? What are your thoughts on this idea that Major League Baseball is trying to speed up the game? I don't really mind it so much. You know, it's nice discipline. It's nice to get the game flowing more. You can definitely comment on my rants about the coaches' challenges, because I can talk about that all day long. I'm pretty passionate about that. So before I go, because there's still a few minutes left of the game, before I go, I'm just kind of curious, you know, here we are in May in the real world. Where are you guys at in your seasons? How are your players doing? I imagine this player will probably make his way to the major leagues by probably July or August. I wouldn't be surprised, especially the way he's been pitching. My performance points aren't all that high. I think after this game, and I played a couple other games after this, I got my overall to like 68, and my adjusted overall is like at 74 or something like that. So I figured maybe if I get my player up over 70, I might get called up to AAA, and then maybe when I get it close to like 75 to 78 or something like that, I might get called to the Padres. But we'll see. So anyways, I'm just kind of curious to know, like I said, what you guys think about the speeding up the game, or if you want to talk about the coaches challenge, we can go ahead and talk about that in the comment section below. So as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I shall talk to you guys later.
Things off here in the bottom half of inning number 8.
Third baseman.
Checked his swing there. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And the 1-0 is sent out to straightaway center field. Almonte is there, and he has it for the first out. Marty Crandall will stand in for the fourth time now, still looking for his first hit of the ball game.
And he's not the only one either. This has been a great pitching performance so far, and they've had these guys chasing their tails all game long.
Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now. Stephen Crawford will stand in now with 2 away, needing to really get something started here.
And their chances of getting back into this ball game are growing dimmer by the batter.
And this one's not close. It's in the dirt for ball 1. That's wide, 2-0. Here it comes. Now here's one hit in the air to the right side, but this is back into the seats, a foul ball. And this pitch is hit foul off to the left and out of play, so the count goes to 2-2 now. Now a swing and a third straight fly ball here should get him out of the inning. 1-2-3. And he will get there to make the running play, and that will end the inning. Mark Inoue will come on now to start the 9th inning as he looks to keep this deficit right where it is for the bottom of the 9th. Patrick Watson is in to start things out as he swings and misses at that one at strike 1. Yet again, another first pitch strike.
And it's a big reason of why he's having the success he is. You establish the count in your favor right away, and it just opens up the door to so many more options going forward.
And that's swung on and fouled straight back. Now another 1-2. And another one. Strikeout number 17 in the ball game as he keeps racking them up.
Now batting, shortstop.
Nick Worth is at the plate now, and he takes a cold strike. I know we have a tendency in the media to get hung up on pitch counts, but this is a legitimate workload he's sweated through so far.
Yeah, anytime you get up around that 110 mark, you put in a full shift, and he's fast approaching it here.
Struck him out. 18 strikeouts for him now. Here's the first offering. Jacob Stevens is in with 2 away as he takes a ball. 1-0.
And for all the pitches he's thrown, only 1 walk so far. That's a little bit surprising.
Now the 1-1 pitch. And this is swung on and missed, so now they find themselves down to their final strike tonight.
Seems like it's been a fairly consistent pattern. Hard stuff early, soft stuff late. But these guys don't seem to have caught on yet.
It's a pretty standard operating procedure, too. They just look lost.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Well, we talked about how they needed a good outing out of this guy, and he gave them that and even more, finishing off the complete game victory.
Well, you always hope to get a good outing from your starting pitcher, but this man went above and beyond in this one. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, really a dominating performance out there. Look at all the strikeouts. I mean, they just couldn't touch him.